Hi everybody, I'm Jessi Stone. Welcome to Bitch and Wine. Today we are in a beautiful garden in downtown Waynesville with Angie Schwab, former director of Folkmoot. So we're happy to have her today, and we're gonna bitch a wine about a lot of things.
I hope so. Cheers.
So tell us about how your summer's been different. We didn't have a Folkmoot this year. Folkmoot Festival, first time in 37 years that we haven't had one.
I don't know what month it is.
What time is it? Was it even summer without Folkmoot? What do we do with our lives now?
Well, COVID changed everything. We worked hard to develop this year's festival. We were planning a beer festival, the International Festival, an Appalachian Festival, a Cherokee Festival, and 40 other events in our auditorium and our cafeteria, and all of those got wiped away because, we wanted people to stay healthy.
I know.
But the price that we pay is that
The sacrifices.
we're sacrificing a lot of arts and culture at this moment.
So you've been director for over 5 years.
5.5.
I think a lot of people that grew up here maybe have taken it for granted. I know so many local people who've never been to a Folkmoot event. What are the benefits? What makes that so special? Like, I know I've been there for events, the overnight event, late night events, and met the groups.
Sure.
And it's such a cool experience, I don't know if we can explain to people the benefit of having international groups come and visit here.
Well, I think the best thing in my mind is having access to international culture at home. So you don't have to have the money to go to Italy, which I know you are planning to do.
I've only been twice so far.
Well, great. We have international groups here at home, and we're happy.
Right, we could be right here and see groups from Romania and
all over the world.
We've had seen so many good ones.
130 groups from around the world.
That's incredible.
And over 8,000 guests in Waynesville. And I think the very best thing that Folkmoot does is give access and personal knowledge of these cultures to our kids.
Yeah.
And felt like we had made a lot of progress in that idea of building curiosity for the world in the kids that we've had in the last 5 years, and I'm sure well before me too. And that feels like the biggest loss this year, because we had a really wonderful group of kids.
Yeah, the kids come in and they act as guides, and they get very involved in the process.
To get trained in international culture and world politics and
so interesting to me. I mean, I wish I had the opportunity when I was a teenager. It's always been a very natural curiosity for me to wonder about other countries and other cultures, and it still fascinates me today. But I wonder if we just don't have that same curiosity today.
Well, the internet.
I guess we can just find anything on the internet, but that's nothing like
firsthand,
right there in front of you.
Like having a real relationship. And I think one of the benefits is that you become friends, and you have a real opportunity for understanding. And so you figure out your differences and you keep going.
Yeah.
You want to maintain that relationship. It's interesting, and there's nothing else like it.
And hopefully we send them home with
good feelings about the U.S.
A better understanding about the U.S. I mean, it's in all my travels, everybody I've met that they talk about the U.S. We're all Yankees. No matter where we're from in the U.S., we're all Yankees.
Or Cowboys.
They're like, do you know my cousin's in Boston? Or some city. But I think when they come here, what I've heard from the international groups is this is a lot like my country. This isn't the American city. All they think is New York and L.A. But they come here, they're like, oh my gosh, these mountains, the views.
Beautiful.
Like so many of these countries, it's like they came from home.
Some countries, some of the groups have said, Waynesville is very sleepy. We're like, yeah, it kind of is.
Yes. We like it.
Yeah. That's why we're here.
That's why we bring you here.
And
to
we want you
entertain
to
us.
help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get away from that entertainment thing.
Right.
So the idea of
The
having
exchange.
engagement, exchange, and we were there.
Yeah.
And I think that that'll be revived. I think that finding a financial model to support that will be really important, and
Right.
I'm sure that Folkmoot will go on.
I hope so. I really do. So what have you done with your life this summer? I know you got a college kid off to school yesterday. Is that Harper? That's the younger one.
Avery went to NC State,
Okay,
and
Avery's at
Harper
NC.
is at Tuscola, and
Okay.
he's the leader of the marching band, and there's
Are
no
they
marching band.
No, well, there's there's band.
Yeah.
They're just not marching, really.
Yeah,
right?
he's the drum major though, and that's like the joy.
And
That's
this
like
his senior year,
it's
right?
his senior year. I'm hoping we'll be out there in our coats and with umbrellas in the winter, and they have it in the winter and the spring.
I hope so, because they really are a good band.
It's like that's what happens after Folkmoot. So we sleep for one day, and then band.
You get a nap, and then it's band.
Yeah, it's like popsicles every afternoon. Then the band moms gather.
So now you've just had all this time to do other things, right? So I know you've been planting a garden, people are making bread, they're finding new hobbies. What are you doing?
Well, I've slept a lot.
Needed.
Yeah, and
Needed.
it's like unraveling, and I haven't done any traveling. I've organized various things.
It's good to do.
Had a number of tears, I've walked
Haven't we all?
a lot.
We need to start walking together.
Yeah, I see
you walk, you see me walk.
Yeah.
Yet we're never walking together.
Yeah, well,
Always
I
walk
could
by the
just stop
Folkmoot
the
building
car.
with the dogs.
Yeah, I could just stop and start walking with you.
Yeah, I should come get you. Are you here now most days? So just stop by.
Yeah, I work at, when all of these things started happening and I recognized that Folkmoot was going to have to furlough everyone for the time being, I called some friends and people that I admire, and one of those people, Patsy Davis, manages mountain projects, and I said, well, what do you have over there?
Oh, I'm sure she put you to work.
She did, and so I've started doing a little work for them, which is wonderful, and I have a few other opportunities I'm building, and some former co-workers and I have developed an LLC.
Nice.
It's really for doing good, which feels good, and we're gonna do concerts, and I'm not sure quite what's gonna happen.
Everybody misses live music.
But I'm devoted to being happy, making choices
As
that
all of us should be.
yeah.
I think we've just had to become very comfortable with uncertainty. And, that just shows how fragile we are anyway. Like, we think our lives are very certain and planned out, and they're not.
Now, I'm okay with fog walking. That's what I call it.
Are you?
I am okay. I
usually
like
not
having
working on it.
control.
Oh, yeah.
And I like making choices.
Yeah.
And usually I'm okay with uncertainty, but this is a lot.
That's a lot.
This is a ton.
This is a lot.
And I think I was, my first inclination was take a nap. That's one of our family sayings. It's
Sleep.
like, I think you need a nap. You feeling
Drink some
bad?
water. Take a nap.
And then I realized, man, I gotta walk this off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it became like, what I could really do is eat too much and sleep all the time and not take care of myself.
The COVID-19.
Yeah. Well, guess
People are
what?
gaining
Mine's only
weight.
9.
Well, good for you.
I know, but
That's
I'm
easy to get
going.
off.
Yeah, I'm headed down.
There's nothing better to clear your mind than just taking a walk.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, I've
And
done
I'm
it for
looking forward.
years.
I mean, it finally feels like fall a little bit. I'm looking forward to
Thank
some
goodness.
fall, some cooler weather, and walking and hiking, and because it's hard to hike in the summer. Like, you have to get an early start, and I'm not a morning person.
I'm
you
looking
can ask
at
the
my
girls,
Facebook. You're already posting your pictures, and I'm sitting there in my pajamas drinking
but
coffee.
ask the girls how unpleasant I am at 7:30 in the morning.
Really? Are you mean?
They don't. I'm like, don't look at me, don't talk to me. It's horrible. I'm working on it. By the end of the hike, I'm very pleasant and happy that I did it. We'll go have
Endorphins,
lunch and
serotonin.
have a drink, and I'm great. But I'm just not going to talk to people at 7 a.m.
Listen,
I will
am
meet you
quiet.
at 7.
I am quiet almost always. And so if you need someone not to speak to you, but
on
just
a walk,
yeah.
Me. My husband.
That's good. Well, appreciate you inviting me
yeah,
to do this.
thanks for coming on.
Hope we
and
talk more often.
Yeah, we'll do it again in another year and see where you are. I mean, we hope the best for Folkmoot. We want to see it come back.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
It'll be different, but
Maybe that's exactly what's supposed to happen.
everything happens for a reason, right?
I hope so.
We have to believe that.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for joining us on Bitch and Wine, and we'll be back next week.